Who do we have here? Step closer and present yourself. Well, look at you. Our gatecrashers from the court is still in one piece. The guard pounds his chest in salute. Welcome to disfavored camp. Always happy to have an honored ally pay us a visit. Salute, Graven Ash protects. I'm sorry, but with the helmet, it's hard to tell a face. Oh no, we'll be proper. That he does. The warrior nods in approval, then taps twice on the gate to signal your arrival. Be well, Fatebearer. Glory to Kyros. Addendum added, the Conqueror's will. Kyros must... The two Archons are currently meeting in... No, we've seen that. Where's the... I don't know where that new thing was added, the Conqueror's will. Alright, whatever. Hail to you, guardian of the law. The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. If you have a few excess rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. He points you toward his collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, and other sundries. Take a look and see if something interests you. Does it ever make you uneasy, representing the South in an occupier's camp? It did once, he answers with care. But that was before I got the measure of your patron Archon. Tunin speaks with fairness and wisdom. Unlike many of my countrymen, I was able to make this changing of the guard as comfortable as possible. A little treachery can be profitable, merchant. Verse jostles his wares playfully, sending him scrambling to retrieve them. He does his best to recover, unperturbed. Kyros is the right and proper authority of the realm, my lady. There's no treachery in that. In spite of his airs of confidence, he casts a worried glance out of the corner of his eyes. Let me see your wares. Pentabor rubs his hands, eyes alight. Let's see if we can find something you might like. Alright. I actually would rather sell to you. Ceremonial Fatebinder Tunin armor. Although this is better in almost every way. So should I lose this and wear this? What does this look like? That looks okay. I mean, I can't be married to the freaking starting armor after all. Yeah. Let me see your wares. Okay. Let's sell that and that. Where can I see the rest of my stuff? Oh, there we go. Oh, bronze greatsword. Is this what I'm currently using? Bronze greatsword. Honor guards, bronze falx. Oh no, this is what I wanted. Okay. Hold on. Boom. Boom. Okay. Potion of invisibility. Keep the scroll. It gives haste. Mead. We can sell mead. Walking Death will revive when defeated. Yeah. Honor guards, bronze falx. Okay, that's equipped now. Is it? This is the same thing? Why does it look different? No, Sun Soldier's Javelin. Yeah, we'll keep that. This is better in every way. I wonder if wearing the like opposing faction's armor is actually like a bad idea. We'll see, I guess. Bronze greatsword, we can sell that now. We can sell this. I'm not gonna use that. Sell that. Keep the potions and the scrolls. We'll keep those for now. Hide. Sure. Okay. Oh, and we'll also trade that. Okay, now we should look at what he has for armor. Nothing. Alright, well, let's just let him keep our crap that we don't want. I do want to put these on. Can I wear these? Okay, what? This item cannot be interacted with due to your filter setting. What? If I quit out and then hit I, can I equip these? Yeah, okay. Oh, dude, my helmet is so cool. Holy shit. It makes it look like I have hair. Alright. Okay, so we're looking for... what again? The two Archons are currently meeting inside Graven Ash's tent at the north end of the camp. Okay. The Archons await you inside, Fatebinder. Perfect. Yesterday you chid me, wishing to no longer wait. Now you suggest an even longer delay? Perhaps the voices in your skull ought to come to a consensus if you wish to be taken seriously. Good advice is flexible, changing in the moment. Besides, we're agreeing with you yesterday. Oh, we should just... they're just gonna argue.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
The Archon of War pounds his staff on the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by his hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
The Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks, twirling the rod in hypnotic circles. Emerald luminescence seeps out of the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeable where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, ever pivoting or bending naturally.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Verse whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. I'm here to proclaim Kyros' edict. The valley was sealed in preparation for this moment. Ah, why didn't you speak up sooner? My lord Archons, the governor of Lethian's Crossing has finally arrived. I beg you to, cease arguing for a moment. Bow to the Archons. Apologies for the sudden entrance. I've traveled long to be here. No, we'll diplomat. Bow and salute to each Archon.
Ah, the Stormcaller. Conveniently late once more. Our eyes and ears tell us you come bearing an edict. The anticipation is killing us.
I literally just said that, but okay.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Eddring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kyros demands of us all.
On the last of his words, the Archon of War glares at the voices of Nerat, furrowing his brow as he utters the word camaraderie. I require no thanks for doing my sworn duty. I come bearing an edict of Kyros.
Once again, you bring us support in a time of need. We fondly remember your service to the chorus in the taking of the bastard city. We knew back then you were destined for great things. But we had not anticipated you would be twice honored with the task of proclamation. So, do not keep us waiting. What is the Overlord's will?
The Overlord's royal servants must hold Ascension Hall by Kyros' Day of Swords, or all in the valley shall perish. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with a warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment, its every syllable drafted by the hand of Kyros. With the edict proclaimed, your pulse quickens, and the muscles of your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountains, feel renewed. The tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Mittani. We lose everything if we stand still, and we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time, so we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
The Archon of War taps a finger against his temple. A low rumble escapes from under his beard.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secrets passes his scepter from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. Bicker all you wish, you're just wasting valuable time. Are you two daft? It's your indecision in bickering that necessitated this edict. Learn to work together or we're all doomed. They call you the Archon of Secrets, but you certainly don't seem to know anything remotely useful. I don't think that's a good idea here. I think we say, learn to work together, or we're all doomed.
The Fatebinder is right. We're acting not as leaders, but as children. I've no time for your foolish japes and petty taunts. We should focus on the objective at hand, and that is taking the Mittani River, and then advancing to Ascension Hall and ending this edict.
Then enough talking. There's work to be done. Our lives hang in the balance because you two bicker like children. Now go and solve this problem you've started. No more sitting idle. I expect the disfavored to be on the march at once. Voices of Nerat, I trust you are done acting the clown and will have your horde ready to march with all haste. Then enough talking. There's work to be done. My lord, Barrick and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I'll dispatch him at once. The Iron Marshal salutes, clapping her gauntlet to her breastplate. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Verse, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunan's Chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
The Archon twists his scepter one last time, then taps the fifth eye on the shoulder, and the two depart.
Finally, The fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kyros' judgment, but I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. Now, if you'll leave me be, I have a battle to plan. I imagine duty requires you speak with the chorus further, but if I can convince you to lend a hand, most of my legion is trapped beyond the mountains, so I'm in need of an added sword or two. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm short of the Iron Marshal, Aranyos. I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. And what of the Scarlet Chorus? How will they be helping?
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the Outer Valley.
The Oathbreakers have maintained a sizable force outside the Citadel. We need the Chorus's manpower to scour the region, otherwise the Oathbreakers will attack at our heels once we've crossed the Mittani. I would be honored to help. The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ash, then turns to leave the tent. I will be at the training grounds, readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. She pauses, clearing her throat. And though I am loath to mention it, the chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't scour the Outer Valley on their own. Fifth Eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call a camp, due east. Seek him out if you must. All right. Talking with companions. Once a companion joins your party, you can talk to them at any time by selecting the conversation icon on their portrait. Each companion who joins you will have important information about the world of TRYOUTS and their own opinions on the factions and situations you encounter. Knowing how they feel about certain events will allow you to make choices that build your reputation with each companion. Okay, cool. Companions will also interject their opinions into conversations you're having with other characters. How you respond to their statements will alter your reputation with that companion and others in the party. Cool. The Archon of War lets out a long sigh as he surveys the maps and models splayed about on his desk. He glances over his shoulder, making brief eye contact with you, furrows his brow, and turns back to his contemplation. The first time you proclaimed an edict, you gave the enemy a suspicious amount of time readying themselves. I chalk it up to excessive mercy for a backwards people. But when the edict is against your kin, that order you follow to the letter. Bow to the Archon. May we speak a moment? I tire of all this endless prattle. I am the Archon of War, and the Overlord has decreed battle. If you wish to help, go speak to my soldiers. Return when you have done something useful. The Archon of War pounds the haft of his maul against the ground. Okay. I don't really understand my level. Like, are we equals and you're being like a jerk? Because we also kind of talked down to you a little bit earlier. Like, we're the chosen, right? So, okay.
Will do.
Can I talk to you? I am Lucia. This is Marcus. The disfavored soldier points to the armored man next to her. And you must be the Fatebinder. From under her helmet, you hear an audible scoff. We've been assigned to babies. Assigned to your hospitality. Marcus quickly interjects. While you remain on the disfavored ground. If you should need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. Alright, so they're not happy with me, but we kind of expected that. Marcus, tell me about yourself. Not sure there's much to tell you. I trained at Fort Resolution. This is my first campaign, and I'm proud to be with the Legion. I was wounded at the Gates of Judgment, but Graven Ash's protection mended me good. I owe my life to him. Are you bragging that you let your guard down and took a spear to the gut? You really shouldn't boast about a filthy tearsman besting you in battle. Lucia rolls her eyes. You're just bitter that Lord Ash never seems to notice you. In all seriousness, I would take that spear again if it brought honor to the disfavored. Kyros knows we could use it. We are the elite fighters of the Northern Army, but somehow we still lack the Overlord's confidence. He shakes his head and sighs. Lucia, tell me about yourself. I do this. She unenthusiastically lifts up her heavy shield. And I do this. She mockingly stabs the air with her spear. Lucia shrugs. Playing host is not my strong suit. Ignore my sarcasm. I've seen the Legion through my share of the campaign. After so much bloodshed, our pretenses of honor can wear me down. She turns a cautious eye your way. The North is my home, and I consider each and every one of the ironclad bastards in this camp to be family. You won't find another army where each member of the phalanx is as beloved and cherished as the next. You seem handy with a weapon, Lucia. Insufficient reputation. I know a thing or two about spitting foes who are stupid enough to challenge me. What of it? Easy, Lucia. We don't punish curiosity here. No need to fly off the handle on the basis of a simple reflection. They train us well, Fatebinder. The Archon makes sure that our potential is realized before we reach battle. So most of us keep a cool head when we see any action. He looks at Lucia with a frown. Most of us, I said. How have your skills fared in battle against the Oathbreakers, Marcus? Insufficient reputation. Wait, is this all a ruse? Did Tunin send you to test the army's training and grit? Because I won't stand for it. Will you calm the fuck down? You tangled fishnet of nerves? This is after how many head wounds you've took last week? Stop looking for enemies behind every shadow. I guarantee you'll be disappointed. Alright, I don't think I'm going to get much out of these because my favor is not good with the disfavored. Oh, what's up? Who are you? Bitter quip. Glory to the voices of Nerat. Projecting his salutation for all to hear, the grinning blood chanter raps his staff against the ground as you approach. Fatebinder Owen, I presume. His smile quickly retreats, giving way to a sour scowl. I am Bitter Quip. I am here as the emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. Bitter Quip looks at you impatiently. What's it like working with the disfavored? He scoffs, looking away from you a moment before sniffing and returning his attention to you. Reporting to the Iron Hag is an insult. She fought one duel for her title? One? Her leadership must be continuously proven, earned, and defended. Weakness should bleed to the bottom of the army, not rise to the top. My assignment here is also an insult, but one I will bear for the good of the chorus. Bitterquip sniffs the air, smiling with the side of his mouth. If only to see with my own eyes the failure of the disfavored. That will be a fine day. What can you tell me about the Scarlet Chorus? The chorus is the future of the tiers. I only feel derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. Bitterquip looks at you with a raised eyebrow. What in particular would you like to know? Tell me about the voices of Nerat. His supreme commander and public servant. He who sets us free, but directs all. Bitterquip smiles as he talks, his face turning flush. The voices of Nerat is the epitome of what each of us can be. A magician without equal, and the leader of uncountable numbers. The voices of the chorus are one, conquering, expanding, growing, changing, always stronger. Bitterquip pounds his staff on the ground. Glory to the voices. How did you come to join the Scarlet Chorus? The doctrine of strength speaks to me, and I answered its call. As did some of my arcane peers. I took to the chorus almost instantly. Unlike most, I cried not for the life of comfort lost to me. My magic invokes fear and terror, and I easily established my dominance over a pack in my early days in the chorus. If you're so curious about it all, Bitterquip smiles, lifting an eyebrow. Perhaps you should visit our camp and see for yourself. What is your role in the chorus? I am a blood chanter. My magic can turn the will of man and the tide of battle. I have held command for 3 years now. Though being forced to keep an eye on the disfavored is not the reward I'd envisioned for my service thus far. Sounds as if you really like the voices of Nerat. Bitterquip blinks several times and scowls, saying nothing. That is all for now. Bitterquip nods as you depart. Interesting. All right. I guess we'll continue on. I remember it was to the east, right? Should we explore this place a little bit more? Oh no, this actually might be the edge. Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's explore the camp then a little bit more, just to make sure we're not missing anything. It's bigger than I originally thought it was. I can't scroll up any further? The hell? Okay. Interesting. Okay, this is where we can talk to Iron Marshal. Ooh, a blacksmith? Do you have armor I can have? Isotanus curses the air as the blade of thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. He wipes the sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, don't get me wrong. It can take a beating and get bent back into shape, unlike this stubborn iron we have here. He glances at a pile of his work with dread. And we always have plenty of tin and copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around camp. We're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. They call the disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws are made of iron. The good stuff that comes from the smiths at Lethian's Crossing. You mentioned an iron shortage. I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down the Mittani went missing near Echo Call Crossing, and I'm afraid we won't be seeing any more now that the valley is sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tunan's responsibility. Why is this the first I'm hearing of it? Keep your voice down. Isotanus flinches and lowers his own. Graven Ash doesn't want this to cause a panic or pass any information to the Vendrian Guard. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting in the riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. If I find myself in Echo Call, I suppose I can keep an eye out. I appreciate that, as does the great general. More than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. You can trust me to handle this. I knew that Tunin wouldn't have dispatched you without good reason. The court isn't exactly known for gambling when the stakes are high. He glances to a crate beside him and points to a small set of notches on the wood. You see that? That's how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous, so people don't go snooping around. You'll want to keep your eye out for these. Good hunting. I'd like to see your wares as well. Okay. I don't have anything to sell you. How much? Okay. 24 bronze rings, 56 copper rings. Iron rings. Okay. I'm not sure. No, that's worse than what I have. Okay. Do you have anything better than what I have? No. Oh, stone shield armor. Why can't I use this? I mean, it's worse for one. Alright, never mind. Never mind, sir. Have a great day. Is there any more I can... Alright, no, that's the edge of my vision as well. Okay. Let's... I guess I have to go to the edge to get to the compass. Or no, can I go to the world map? The Scarlet Chorus Camp. Oh, I can't. Okay. Oh, wow. Wow, okay. This is a cool map. Alright, this is where we are. Okay, got it. Do we just have to be outside the edge to get the compass? No, we have to actually run to here. Okay. Before we go, I think I want to talk to Verse. How do I do that? Oh, it's... No, that's stealth toggle. Oh, this one. There we go. How did you do that? Verse looks at you with a quizzical expression. Do what? Back in the Archon's war tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How did you do that? Well, I've done it before. Don't I look stupid? You were the one who cast the Edict of Storms on Stalwart, didn't you? The one that tore the battlefield apart with a cyclone of Kyros' anger. That was me, all right. Well, call me impressed. Considering that you've read the words of Kyros more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell it. Your vocal cords could have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just worth recognizing what you've done. Not only are you Tunin's Fatebinder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead. That's enough for now. Interesting, okay. So Verse seems happy with us, which is good, I guess.
Right.
1 second, I wanted to try to make the text a little bit bigger. When I was editing earlier, I noticed that things seemed pretty small. Graphics. Font scale. Yeah, let's crank this to like 125 and see how that does. If I exit out. Yes. Okay. Have I talked to you again just as a test? I'm assuming.
Fatebinder. Always a pleasure.
Verse sizes you up with open curiosity. When her assessment is done, she laughs to herself, shaking her head.
What do you need?
Okay, interesting. Are you a spy for the voices of Nerat? Verse regards you with an unreadable expression. Her mismatched eyes look at each of yours in turn. Insufficient reputation. I mean, what does it matter? You have to decide for yourself whether or not I'm worth trusting. Is keeping me along worth the risk that I'll spill the occasional word about what you ate for breakfast? The Voices of Nerat is the archon of secrets, not the archon of honesty or fair dealings. If you don't assume that everyone already reports to him, you're not being careful enough. Tell me something about yourself.
Yeah, if you insist. I'm a Scarlet Fury. That should raise some flags for you. It means that I'm good at killing, and more importantly, that I enjoy it. What I won't enjoy are the pleasures of funerary rites packed with weeping mourners. Someday I'll fall in battle, and then they'll roll me into a mass grave or heap me atop a shit-stained wagon. One more anonymous, knife-riddled piece of meat. Until then, I plan to take whatever I can from life and have a little fun along the way.
Tell me about your life before the chorus. Life? What life? As far as I'm concerned, I didn't exist before the chorus. There was some girl in a farm wearing my face and talking with my voice, but she wasn't me. Sometimes she would sneak out at night, take a scythe, and have some fun with the livestock. Our shared interests began and ended there. When the Scarlet Chorus swept through my village on their long trek from the bastard city, that was when I finally woke up. I buried my old life, took red vengeance on anyone who'd wronged me, and found the freedom I could only dream was out there. What of your parents? My mother ran a successful farm, and I worked it for a number of years before I found the chorus. She was a hard, bitter woman, acted like the world owed her something. She never talked about my father, though I figured out a thing or two about him later on. He was a merchant from the Northern Empire who took a liking to her, and she him. He stayed around only long enough to get what he wanted. But never mind him. My mother never had what you would call taste, so he couldn't have been terribly influential to me if he did stick around. Okay. Do you ever wish you could do things over and end up somewhere other than Kyros' army? That's a naive question. That's as naive a question as I've ever heard. Kyros is everywhere. If you aren't in the Overlord's army, you're being trampled by it. Of course, I could have labored on the family farm into my maturing years, married some dolt and littered him a nursery of squealing piglets. Having my body torn to pieces by smaller versions of me sounds like fun. Then one day, when I decided enough was enough, I'd slit my husband's throat over breakfast and run off to join the chorus anyway. My way saved a lot of time. Verse smooths back the feathers in her hair and shakes her head with a smile. You're a killer. Better to stick with the chorus. Or I think you could have given that life a chance. I mean, if she doesn't want to. Like, it's not our place to tell. Like, clearly she's happy. She seems happy where she is. So, you're a killer. Better to stick with the chorus. At least you understand. The chorus praises and rewards the things inside me that I would suppress in civilized company. Life's too short to repress every desire, right? Especially if I have anything to say about it. Fair enough, yeah. How did you get conscripted? How did I think you may have the wrong idea about me. The chorus didn't take me as a sobbing maid. I strode into their camp and enlisted. Someone tossed me a dented blade. I lived through initiation, spent a week butchering my neighbors, and moved on with my new kin. I didn't waste time with goodbyes. My mother had long since died, and the rest of my family were louses. The girl I used to be, even she knew that she was worth more than all of them combined. Okay, fair enough. What's the significance of your feathers? Okay, so this is... Alright, we passed this loyalty. First loyalty 2. We're getting awfully chummy, so I guess you deserve a story. My mother kept a messenger bird, Witterbeak. He was an angry old bastard, spoiled from living the high life. Squawked in my window every single night, pecked my fingers while I fed him only the fattest, juiciest mice. When I'd left the farm to join the Scarlet Chorus, I wrung that ungrateful little fucker like a dish rag, plucked his feathers, and gave his carcass to the mice. It felt like justice. She slides a crimson feather from her hair and spins it in her fingers. I also like how the feathers catch the breeze. Helps me keep my balance, especially when I'm moving fast. She slips the feather among her others and smooths it back. Interesting. Enough questions about your past. And we will talk again later, Verse. Alright, let's move on to the Scarlet Chorus camp. 1 hour and 15 minutes. I like that we are able to kind of get a better idea for who Verse is. I'm hoping that she's going to stay as a companion for a while. I don't know that for sure, I guess, but she's pretty cool. I hope so. What you guys got going on? Take another step. I'll pin your foot in the dirt. This is ridiculous. We have bigger problems here. Who can I talk to? You seem talkable. It proves everything. The warrior slams her fists together in a resounding clap. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. Behind her, the members of her gang posture with weapons held at the ready. Did you not hear the news of the edict? This is a foolish distraction. We ought to be saving our fight for the enemy. The chorus warrior looks to his gang, giving them a quick nod. What's the problem here? No problem here, Lord Binder. She tosses her blade in the air, catching it with a smile on the way down. Captain Fuckwit here seems he's about to balk from this challenge. Thinks just because he used to run a ship, he's qualified to run a gang. She spits on the ground, looking up with a scowl. So I'm calling him out, because the way I see it, his warriors ought to follow me, not this new blood. Captain Fuckwit was my father. Fuckwit'll do just fine. The warrior points at the opposing gang. If we have to prove our strength, we'll do so happily. But I'll have your hands and feet removed, and the rest of you kept for my own use. This is foolish. Stop this at once. Excuse me? She widens her eyes in shock. This is our way, Fatebinder, and you have no right to stop us. We're not harming anyone outside the chorus. I don't know who you are, but I don't need your help. He looks back at his gang. I think we can handle ourselves just fine. Athletics. Oh, beat Shivershank bloody. Then I'll settle it with strength. Oh, I lost favor with the Scarlet Chorus? Are you crazy? I thought they would respect that. Damn it. Okay. Shoot. You turn to Shivershank and grab him by the scruff of his scraggly beard. Keening with both shock and pain, he can barely fight back against the sheer force of your strength as you repeatedly punch his face until all that's left is a bloody mess. He crumbles to the ground as everyone beside you slowly, trembling backs away. Enjoy your new position, gang boss. Oh. Okay. I guess I don't know what I thought was going to happen if that wasn't it. So that's on me. I mean, I'll reap what I sow on that one. The guard places her hands by her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of a blade. Past this point is chorus territory, and you don't look like someone's conscript. You sure you're in the right place? I am Owen, Fatebinder of Tunin. I am here to help vanquish the Oathbreakers. You know, I think I was told to expect somebody, but you seem too ugly to be him. Her lips crumple into a smirk. Why exactly should I let you in? You dolt! This is the Fatebinder. He's been with us since the damn start, even shed blood at the gates of judgment. Fucking new fish. Start learning the names and faces or find work as someone's moving target. The guard shakes her head, blushing with embarrassment. I'm terribly sorry. Now, please, come right in. Yeah, I guess having sided with the Scarlet Chorus at the beginning has its benefits. Even if we did just lose some face there by nearly killing one of them. Death knell. Who exactly are we looking for here? Fifth Eye. This is who we are looking for. The binder of Tunin arrives. Squealing with a teenager's timber, the Fifth Eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel is in need of a trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives. But worry not. We'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the bronze-red regalia of the Crimson Spears, the Fifth Eye beckons you to stand close, wagging a blood-spattered glove. Now that you've issued this edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Chirps of laughter emanate from under his mask. I trust that you're getting your warriors ready for battle. We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned that this is not their only nest. The Fifth Eye wags a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure. Given their pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the Outer Valley, and unless we deal with this second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river. You have a large force for all these weeks, and you've let the enemy move freely through the valley? I'm hurt. Insult my manners or maturity, but do not insinuate that I sit idle when there's blood to be shed. The Crimson Spear claps his fists together. We have dealt with countless Oathbreakers, but one group remains at large despite our best efforts. Captain Pellox's crew constantly evades or kills our own gangs. So you need help taking out these Oathbreakers? And while a good old-fashioned slaughter would be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but add their strength to ours. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claimed that she can lead us to the Vendrian Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I could use your help with questioning this Varia Kell. Perhaps you will get less screams and terror and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain and show him the wisdom of joining the chorus. I'll speak with the prisoner. I will meet you there. She is waiting by the other prisoners. Okay. Where are the other prisoners? I'm assuming you're going this way. Y'all got prisoners over here? Are you prisoners? Oh, choirman. Let the Fatebinder speak with our prisoners or something. Very well, Fifth Eye. Where are they? Oh, they're right here? I'm blind. They're right here. You may approach the prisoner. Or is it you? You're kind of forward. Varia Kell, yep. Please, someone. I wish to bow before the voices of Narat. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus. A woman in the makeshift armor of a Vendrian guard lurches forward in agony. Her soiled, trembling legs suggest that she's been forced to stand for days. This one, he flippantly waves at the prisoner, was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Vendrian guard encampment. But she isn't being entirely honest. I told this thing. The prisoner turns pale a moment before a look of determination comes over her face. That I wanted a guarantee that I'd live. That I wanted a guarantee I'd live and be welcomed into the chorus as a captain. Then I'll talk. Otherwise, they'll just kill me once I've opened up. I was dumb enough to join with the Vendrian Guard, but I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze. You claim you would disavow your people for the Scarlet Chorus. Why the change of heart? I mean, she's clearly been tortured. But I guess... yeah, this is a better one. Why should I trust the words of an oathbreaker? I suppose I have no answer for that. Varaya's eyes fall to the ground, and she swallows nervously. When I joined with the Vendrian Guard, I accepted their broken vow unto myself. Have you not felt passion for a foolish cause, one you later came to regret? Well, my surrender is sincere, and I'm willing to bow before the voices of Nerat to prove it. That's fair. I'm curious if there was a reason. You claim that you would disavow your people for the Scarlet Chorus. Why the change of heart? Because I want to live, and you don't need to be the Archon of Premonitions to know that the younger realms are gone for good. She blinks several times, catching her breath. Kyros is the new strength of the Tears, and I would rather stand with his Archons than be crushed by them. All right. Tell me what you know, and I can see about your release. I heard the Chorus is looking for Captain Pellox Florian and his crew. I can lead you to them, but only if you release me. She turns her head, taking a long look at skewered and smoldering corpses around her. She tugs at her restraints, to no avail. Start talking, now. Well, you see... Shaken by your demand, her lips move wordlessly for several seconds. So I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you... She shakes her head, catching her breath. Search that one. She reaches up with her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to a nearby pile of corpses. The tall, dark one, missing most of his face. Check his left boot. He was the literate one in our crew. He had the orders. With a snap of his fingers, a pair of choirmen yank the boot off the fallen guardsman. A rolled parchment slides out of the boot and is thrust into the Fifth Eye's hands. He unfurls the scroll to give it a read. It's nonsense. Just a mash of words. Laughter erupts from under the mask. She said she had information, and she gives us garbage. Slay this wretch for wasting our time. He snaps his fingers at a nearby Scarlet Fury, who promptly snatches a long knife from her belt. I heard her say she'd swear fealty to the voices of Nerat. An initiation rite would be in order. Gained wrath with the Scarlet Chorus. What the hell? Seeing as you're an expert on the subject of fate, I will entertain your wisdom on the matter. What, then, would you propose we do with her? Point to two other prisoners, test her loyalty, send her back as our agent. You're wasting a good slave. Sending her back as our agent, I don't think would work. Like, in order to have a spy, like, you don't want your spy to first be loyal to the people that you're having them spy on. Like, I don't think that's going to work. And I also don't want her to end up as a slave either. So, I mean, this is her opportunity, I guess. Point to two other prisoners. Let's test her loyalty. Varaya, kill these guardsmen with something blunt. There we go. We've gained favor with the Scarlet Chorus. Varaya looks at the prisoners, once her allies, and closes her eyes as her bonds are untied. The onlookers snicker and cheer when a heavy rock is placed in her hand. Mouthing something inaudible, she lifts the rock high above her head and smashes it down on the prisoner's skull. Wincing back a scream as she hoists the stone overhead a second time to finish the job on the other prisoner. The bloody rock hits the ground, and Varaya slumps to her knees in defeat a moment later. Yeah, it wasn't going to be pretty no matter what, but I don't know. I think maybe this is the best outcome for her. Good, good. Fifth Eye places his bloodied hand on the trembling woman's shoulder and nods to her. Welcome to the Scarlet Chorus. Do not fail us. As a pair of soldiers come to lift Varaya, the Fifth Eye turns to you, his voice filled with glee. Where's a slave to clean up the offal when you need it?